a lot of controversy in the college football world, and also looking at the NFL. Everyone was looking at the Niners and the Eagles play. Let's break it all down and let's look forward to this weekend of football. It's halftime. Let's talk about it. What is up, everybody? Appreciate you tuning into another episode of Halftime with Dizzy. As I just mentioned, a lot to go into, a lot to break down. But before we do that, make sure you drop a like, you subscribe, you comment something that you agree, disagree with in this video. Make sure you share it with a friend, man. Let's dive right into it, man. As I said, a lot of debate and controversy going on in the college football world, and it's because playoffs are here. Those final rankings came out and the top 4 teams were revealed. Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama. A lot of controversy, a lot of debate as to whether or not Florida State should have been left out or not. Man, and I think I come to say I've been kind of going back and forth with myself about it, but man, I see both sides at the end of the day. I see the side of Florida State. I mean, you go 13-0 despite losing your starting quarterback. You can't control that. Injuries are part of the game. You still managed to win out and win the ACC. You didn't do anything wrong, essentially. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything to keep you out of the CFP. But it just happened to be that way. And I also see the side of everyone else that wants to see a competitive college football playoffs. I mean, because you look at last year, the big argument is that TCU was in it. Maybe they shouldn't have been, but they were. They go to the championship. They get blown out 65-7 against Georgia in the national championship. You don't know, the fans don't want to see a blowout like that again. They want to see something competitive. My only argument and pushback to that would be that TCU did lose a game last year late. They lost the Big 12 championship against Kansas State, and you still allowed them to be in the CFP. How'd they get to the national championship? They beat Michigan in round 1. So at the end of the day, it is football, and anything can happen. Anybody can beat anybody. So with all that being said, I think I would, if it was up to me, I would let Florida State in, just knowing that they didn't lose a single game. Alabama did lose a game. I understand they knocked off the #1 team in the country, Georgia, but I would still let Florida State in just because they won out. They're proving that they can still function well without their starting quarterback, and let the chips fall where they may. I mean, they could easily have gone in and got blown out, or they could have became a story that we talk about for years to come. So again, I see both sides, but if it was up to me, I'm putting Florida State in that situation, especially from a player standpoint of, you work your butt off all year for this right here. You go flawless all throughout the year just to get told you're not in because you lost someone due to injury. I understand it's a big key component to their success, but still, there's 11 guys on the field at once for every team. One guy can't stop what the team has going on, and so as a player, again, I would be super frustrated. I feel bad for those guys, but it is what it is, and now we get to see if Nick Saban can show off some more magic and go from a team that lost early in the year and look like a team that had everyone asking, is the Saban dynasty over, to potentially national champs. So we'll see what happens, man. Speaking of finalists and of champions, the Heisman finalists came out as well over the weekend. Michael Penix Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix. Those are your 4 finalists for the Heisman. And, well deserving, of course. Let's go ahead and let's break down the numbers. Let's break down the stats, starting with Michael Penix Jr. 65.9 completion percentage, 4,218 passing yards, 33 passing touchdowns, as well as 9 interceptions. I mean, if you've been watching me, I've been talking about this dude all year long. The throws he was making, the accuracy, the pocket presence, as well as his IQ, the way he sees defenses, reads defenses, and breaks them down. I had no doubt that he was going to be in this conversation when it was all said and done. So You see the numbers, they're self-explanatory. Of course, he's well-deserving. He's a dog. And that's why his team has had so much success as well. And someone else who has played a big part in their team's success is Marvin Harrison Jr. To me, what makes him special is that this is the first year in a few years, at least that I can remember, where when you talk about success on the offensive side of the ball for Ohio State, you don't mention a quarterback first. Last year you mentioned C.J. Stroud. Before him, you mentioned Justin Fields, as in terms to who and why this Ohio State offense is so successful. You can't mention success on the offensive side of the ball, or maybe just period for Ohio State, without mentioning Marvin Harrison Jr. first. And here's the numbers, man: 67 receptions, over 1,200 receiving yards, and 14 touchdowns. That is not something that's easy to do, especially when everybody knows week in and week out that you're the premier guy, you're the elite guy, one of the best in the country, possibly going to be the #1 receiver taken in this upcoming draft. So when teams know that, they're going to send safety help, they're going to double, triple cover you. So to still put up those numbers is special, and that's why he's here. That's why he's a Heisman finalist. Next up, man, someone who kind of snuck in at the end, but if you look at his numbers all throughout the year, bro was balling all year. Jaden Daniels, quarterback for LSU, 72.2 completion percentage, 3,812 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Now, if you look at those numbers alone, Penix is better in terms of passing yards and also kind of resume, but that's not why Daniels is here. On top of that, on top of the numbers that you just saw, he had over 1,100 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns as a runner. So we're talking about an all-around great player, a historic season for Jaden Daniels, and that's why he is here in this conversation. And lastly, man, Bo Nix, quarterback for Oregon, 77.2 completion percentage, 4,145 passing yards, 40 passing touchdowns, as well as 3 interceptions. A great year for him and the Oregon Ducks, and that's why he is in this conversation, man. And I was kind of just doing some research, looking for reasons as to why each person, each player was put into this conversation, and kind of dwindled down to a couple things. For Michael Penix Jr., first of all, undefeated Washington. When perfect season, was it pretty all the time? No, but they got it done. They're in the CFP, and it's because they're undefeated and had a great year. Pac-12 champs. He beat Bo Nix twice. Bo Nix is obviously the other Heisman finalist. He beat him twice, and had great performances in both of those games. So I think those are the main key reasons why he is here. Marvin Harrison Jr., I gotta be honest, I can't tell you why he is a Heisman finalist. I can tell you why he's a Biletnikoff and one of the best receivers in the game. I know all that, but Heisman finalist, I'm not sure. You know, you look at the numbers, he's not he doesn't have the most receiving yards, he doesn't have the most touchdowns, he doesn't have the most receptions, anything like that. He's beyond talented, we know that, but in terms of Heisman, I think he might have just been one of those ones you just kind of you needed a filler. You need someone to fill in that 4th spot, so you put Marvin Harrison Jr. in. But in terms of something that separates him from everyone else and makes him a bona fide Heisman candidate, I couldn't really find much. But who I could find a lot for was Jaden Daniels, man. The rushing aspect. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was looking a lot like, Lamar Jackson type of dude in terms of his rushing production. LSU was the #1 offense in college football in terms of the numbers. And really, in the SEC, no one was expecting LSU to emerge as having a high-power offense like they did, and it was mainly because of Jaden Daniels. It started with Jaden Daniels, so that's why he's here. And for Bo Nix, man, the best touchdown to INT ratio out of everyone in this conversation. And we talked about Daniels having the #1 offense. Well, Bo Nix led the #2 offense in college football. So that's kind of what I found as the reasons for each of these guys being here. And in terms of who I think is going to win it or should win it, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with Michael Penix Jr., man. To be undefeated, Pac-12 champs, when, again, at the start of the year, the talk was about USC in terms of Pac-12, Oregon, Utah. Of course, all the hype was around Colorado because of Deion. Not many people were looking at Washington and this squad that emerged as one of the best teams in college football. Michael Penix Jr. is the main reason for that. And I think the biggest reason why he gets the nod over Bo Nix especially is because of that Pac-12 championship game. Washington was the underdog despite beating Oregon early in the year. Everyone had Oregon winning the Pac-12 championship, and Michael Penix Jr. led this team into Vegas at the neutral site, and they went in and they won the game, and now they're in the CFP. He's the only member of this list that is in the CFP. I got to give it to Michael Penix Jr. in this one, man. That's given his history, what he's gone through, that is a big time accomplishment. Something that, again, looking at it beginning of the year, I don't know if a lot of people expected that, but here we are, and I think he's the Heisman winner for the 2023 season. Speaking of things that we did not expect, man, everyone's eyes were glued to the TV watching the 49ers take on the Eagles this past weekend. That was a game that everyone was excited for. You got high-powered Eagles who only had one loss on the year versus the high-powered 49ers who been talking all year, all week long about getting their get back. Everyone knows that the Niners are still salty about not being in the Super Bowl last year. They're firm believers that had they not lost all their quarterbacks last year, that they would have been the winners of the NFC Championship game, and they would have been in the Super Bowl. And shoot, how stacked this team is, who knows if Patrick Mahomes would have captured another Super Bowl last year. But anyways, man, I predicted the Niners to win this game, but trust me, I did not predict them to win it in this fashion. 42-19. It was just one-sided the whole night, man. And watching the film, looking at the game, I kind of came down to the conclusion that there was 3 reasons for that, and there were 3 things that stuck out to me watching this game. So we're gonna take a look at the film, man. The first thing that came to mind was the creativity, once again, of Kyle Shanahan. I've talked about it multiple times. And in this game, he shows it again, the creativity to get everyone thinking the ball's going one way just for it to go the whole other direction. And they score points off of it every time. So the 2 plays I'm going to show you is the main focus is faking split zone and having motions to just mess with the defense's head. Sorry. And so right here, this first play is the first touchdown that the Niners score. Debo's going to do this motion back around the quarterback. He did it all game long. Purdy's going to fake it to him up front. Like I said, you're faking split zone. So down, 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 down. So what split zone means is all those guys are going to go down, and this guy right here, he's going to split across and kick out the last guy on the line of scrimmage. So by faking that, instead of him kicking him out, he's going to come down and slip underneath him and go into the flats. Again, he's doing this motion. He's going to come out and block on the edge, making it look like Debo's getting the ball and it's going outside zone. Ayuk's going to fake block and then come back here, and his route will be in the back of the end zone. And just check this out, man. So we pause it right here. Look at all of these guys, him included. Where's their eyes? Where's their body taking them? It's taking them all this direction because that's where the play looks like it's going. And so they lose sight of these 2 guys right here. Up here, Bradbury, he's actually going to do a good job of redirecting and driving on this route right here. But the safety back here, he's going to lose sight of Ayuk, and Ayuk's going to come wide open for the touchdown. The reason why he loses them is because Ayuk does a good job of faking the block, and then when you run that little over route, you do what coaches say, get lost. You get lost behind the defense It almost comes to where they don't see you. As always, it's 6 points for the Niners. So this next play, again, you're going to get fake split zone and you're going to get motion. So Ayuk is going to motion across here. You're going to split zone. All the linemen are going to go down this way. Kittle's going to be the one. Oh, wouldn't do that. Kittle's going to be the one to split across, but instead of blocking him, he's again going to slip underneath and he's going to lead up. Faking split zone. He's coming straight downhill. Jennings is going to come out and block for Debo, who's coming all the way around and getting the end around. Again, watch the eyes of the defenders. Look, they're already bumping that way, and everyone's eyes are this way. Look at this guy. He's coming unblocked because they're making it look like split zone, but they're not gonna block him. He's thinking he has a free run at the running back. Misdirection. Great block by Kittle. Debo gets in the end zone. The whole point of this offense is for them to make you think that the ball's going one way, but it's not. You pause it right here. Number 7 right here, he thinks he has a free shot. And then Debo gets it, and it's too late. Chasing ass and elbows. Debo into the end zone. So that was the first thing, was creativity. The next thing that I saw, and I think was pretty evident to everyone, was they just went out and bullied Philadelphia. It was straight bully ball. Starting with this play right here that got Dre Greenlaw ejected. I mean, but this says something. This sets the tone. He could have very easily eased up. He could have very easily, took him to the ground normally, but what do bullies do? They don't do things normal. They don't do things fair. They go for they do the extra stuff that is unnecessary, and that's what Greenlaw did. He did there, gets him ejected, and it just personified that mindset of, we are going to punch you in the face and you guys are going to do nothing about it. Same play here. Underneath to DeAndre Swift, Lenore just damn near decapitates the dude, man. And again, do your little dance afterwards. It's just, you're being a bully. It's just straight bully ball. And that's what the Niners did. That was the second thing I took away from this game. The third thing was that the Niners went out there and just said, yo, our guys are just better. Our guys are just better. So if you check this play out, it's going to be a levels concept. He's going to go out. He's going to go to the flats. Motion. Dig route. Deep dig. Middle dig. Simple concept. So if you let it run right here, you're going to find Debo over the middle. You pause it right here. You look at this picture. What does this picture tell you? Tackle. 6, maybe 7 yard gain. It's going to be second down and 3 or 4, next play, right? Nah. Debo says, get off me, little bro. I'm taking this thing to the house. Great block. Great selflessness by Kittle. Touchdown. Like, it's just saying our guys are better than your guys. You're not going to tackle us one-on-one. You're not going to catch us. Same thing here. It's straight man-to-man. This is a very simple play. Fade ball by Debo. Juwan Jennings is going to hit a simple out route. Kittle's going to try to get across. Purdy sees his man. Purdy sees pressure. He's going to get the ball out quick. Gets the ball out. You stop it right here. You're thinking, okay, maybe he may got the first down, but that's about it. Defense, lift to fight another down. We'll see what happens. Nah, get off me. I'm to the crib. Again, Kittle being selfless, but again, our guys are better than your guys. You're not tackling us one-on-one. And then this play, every coach, every team at every level has this play in their playbook. And from here on out, for the rest of football, if you are going to teach this play, you need to show this play right here. Just look at, again, our guys are just better. Watch these guys up here. They're going to come out and they're going to block. He's going to come out and block. Debo's going to come right underneath. It's a screen play. And there's just going to be a tunnel that Debo sprints through and heads to the end zone. But just watch how these guys get out. Catch. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Guys on the ground. I mean, the Eagles are they just don't know what to do at this point. You're going to see from the back view, man, and just watch all the white jerseys that come into the picture and to knock out the green jerseys. Catch, white jersey, white jersey, white jersey, white jersey, gone. So those are the three things, again, creativity, bully ball, as well as our guys are just better. Those are the three things that I came away with from this game. And ultimately what it all led to was me thinking and me saying, who is going to stop this 49ers team when they are at full force, 100% healthy, rolling like this? It's hard to say, man. I don't know if anybody can stop this team. If they stay healthy, they should be a lock for the Super Bowl, but we'll see what happens, man. That being said, man, let's head into some pick'ems for the NFL weekend. There's no college games this weekend, so we're gonna do a couple more NFL games than we normally do to help wrap up this video. First off, the Eagles are gonna try to bounce back by heading down to Dallas and taking on the Cowboys. Man, it pains me to say, but I am going to take the Dallas Cowboys to win this game. They're rolling right now. The Eagles, they haven't looked good all year long. They found ways to win, and I think last week kind of demoralized them against the Niners. So I think the Cowboys are going to try to add to that, as well as try to take the division crown away from them, try to get a 1 seed potentially. We'll see. But I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this game at home. Next, Bills at Chiefs. Man, the Chiefs, another team that ain't looked like themselves. And because of that, I'm going to take the Bills. The Bills coming off bye week. Stephon Diggs over there celebrating his birthday in L.A., living his best life. They're going to be refreshed. I'm going to take the Bills to win this game on the road. Next up, the Jaguars are going to head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Big time injury. Trevor Lawrence didn't look too pretty. I don't know if I don't think they've said for sure what would happen in terms of his injury and how long he'll be out, but it didn't look too good. I think it's safe to say he won't play this weekend. So it'll be two backups of two good teams going head to head. I'm going to take the Browns to win this game, man. I think their defense is really what's going to carry them to the finish line and going to help throw them into the playoffs this season. And I think they'll come out with the win in this game. I'll take the Browns to win at home. Next up, Seahawks going to take on the Niners. Well, the Niners just slaughtered one bird. Peter gonna be on the line for sure, because they'll probably go out and slaughter another. I got the Niners beating up the Seahawks. Gino, he gonna start probably picking up that pen a little bit to start writing back. I got the Niners winning at home. And lastly, I just said, man, of all the bad teams that play, let me see if there's one that I can get and that might be kind of interesting. And the one that I found was the Bucks taking on the Falcons. Yeah, man, I'm just gonna pick at this point. These are two teams that aren't very good, but a lot is on the line with this game, because as bad as their records are, they can still be division leaders and still make the playoffs as the 4 seed. I'm gonna take the Falcons to win this game at home, though. Lastly, man, to end off the show the same way we do every single week, man, the halftime speech to help you get through the rest of your day, week, month, year, life, whatever it is, wherever you're at while you're watching this video. This is my attempt to kind of help you out and give you a little nugget that you can carry as you go on to the next thing that you have going on in your day or week or whatever it may be. This week, one thing I wanted to make sure I let you all know is just make sure you recognize, your circle. Recognize the people that are with you, that love you, and that have helped you become, whoever it is that you are today, and get to wherever you are today. I say that because as I'm recording this video right now, it is my pop's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Pops. And I just, anytime I think about my dad, I just think about the fact that I wouldn't be who I am if it weren't for him. And it's not just him, it's a number of people in my life, in my circle, in my family that have helped shape me into the person I am today. and I wouldn't be who I am, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for my dad and for the people that are around me. So make sure that you recognize who God has placed in your life and thank them, love them, be there for them, because you know we live in a society where a lot of people want to do stuff on their own. A lot of people think, you know, if I want to be a man, I got to do things on my own. If I want to be, you know, a tough woman or a tough individual, I got to do things on my own. I got to figure out my problems on my own, X, Y, and Z on my own. But you know, we weren't put on a world by ourselves. We have so many people around us. God has blessed us with so many people, and we gotta take advantage of them. We gotta lean on them, and as well, and also be a shoulder for others to lean on, man. So make sure you recognize who those people are, and again, love on them, and let them know that you're thankful for them, man. As always, I'm thankful for you guys, for the few of you that are still watching, that consistently watch, man. Thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough. Again, make sure you like, you subscribe, share with someone, please, please, please. The more people that you know, view and interact with my stuff, you know, the more I know to change more or to do the same. So please continue to tap in with me and let me know what you like, what you dislike. And as always, just stay tuned because I'll have another video for you real soon.